guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you guys 5 books that I feel you must read in 2019. I read them all in 2018 and honestly I'll probably reread them again in 2019 because they're that good. I love them that much. I feel that they are that life-changing and I really encourage you guys to read more. Reading is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I just love getting into a really awesome book that motivates me, inspires me, makes me think differently, approach life a little differently, and just helps me to be the best I can be and live my best life. So let's get right into it. First, this one is a big one, and probably of the 5, I think you should go and check out first. It is so powerful, so meaningful, so life-changing, and it is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And any of you Oprah lovers out there, you'll know who Eckhart Tolle is. Back in the day, I used to watch the Oprah Winfrey Show and I saw him on there many times and really got into his work. Then The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment. And that is definitely what you will learn reading this book, how important it is to forget the past because it no longer exists, forget the future because it hasn't arrived yet, and just be present. No matter what, be present. And that's something that we all struggle with. We're all either hanging on to past issues, hurts, failures, or we're hoping for something better to come along in the future. Can't wait to get married, can't wait to have a child, can't wait to graduate. As soon as these things happen for me, then I'll be happy. Then I'll have it all. I'll have my life together the way I want it to. As soon as these things come to me, it's a book that every human being needs to read because we all need to focus on what is going on in our lives right now more than anything else. And we definitely get way too caught up in everything else that's not a part of our now, letting past and future run our lives when we end up missing out on what's happening right now. What's right now is totally going over our heads because we're so bogged down by either the past or the future. So get this book, read it more than once. I promise you will need to read it more than once, but it's worth it. Next is another extremely popular book that I'm sure many of you have heard of before, and if you have, but you've never been interested in picking it up to read, now is the time, and it is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And yes, it is about making money, becoming rich, but so many of the principles that are spoken about in this book really expand beyond just financial abundance. And really, when I read that title, Think and Grow Rich, I think of living a rich life, a meaningful, abundant life in all areas, not just financially. And I'm gonna just read a little quick excerpt here for you guys. There are multiple different little sprinklings throughout the book of different sayings, and they just really hit home when you really sit down and read and think about everything that is being explained. It all comes together. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. It absolutely is true. Whatever you think you are, whatever you think you can achieve, whatever you think you deserve, so it will be. So here in one of the sections of the book, that's probably my favorite, it breaks down all of the different points that contribute to either having success or failure in life. unfavorable hereditary background, lack of a well-defined purpose in life, lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity, insufficient education, lack of self-discipline, and it goes on and on. It breaks it all down. And this book will definitely change your mind about how you can go about creating wealth in your life. And it is definitely, just like The Power of Now, another huge best-selling book that everybody needs to read. This book, I'm not even sure how I discovered this book, but I remember reading it once and I knew I had to read it over again, and I actually have. I have read this book multiple times and it inspires me every time I read it. I can't get enough of reading this book over and over again. And it is Ask and It Is Given. And this is by a husband and wife team, Esther and Jerry Hicks. And as the cover says, it's all about learning to manifest your desires. And this is all that you really have to do. Ask and it is given. The entire book really hits home the importance of putting your wants and your desires out into the universe. Ask for what you want. Whatever it is that you want, ask for it. And you will see how just putting that energy out there, it's amazing what will end up coming back to you. And again, I'm just going to read a very short little piece. If there is something you desire that you currently do not have, you need only put your attention upon it. And by the law of attraction, it will come to you. For as you think about this thing or experience that you desire, you offer a vibration. And then by law, that very thing or experience must come to you. However, if there is something that you desire that you currently do not have, and you put your attention upon your current state of not having it, then law of attraction will continue to match that not having it vibration, so you will continue to not have that which you desire. It is law. This is an amazing book. Highly, highly recommend. You will definitely get a good lesson on law of attraction, how it works, how important it is to have your thoughts and the energy and vibration you put out into the world really match what it is you say you want. Just like the passage that I just read said, if you focus all your energy on what you don't have, you'll just keep getting more of not having that thing. You need to put out the right energy, the right vibration to attract what it is you want to come to you. This is another major hit that blew up everywhere. And of course, I had to get my hands on it and read it and see what all the hype was about. And I loved it. And it is You Are a Badass. How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. And fair warning, you read the title, so if you don't like colorful language, this book is not for you, because there is a lot of it in here. She is very much of a straight shooter. She lays it out on the line. Millennials will love this book because of how it's written. Very down to earth, very much like a friend of yours is relaying all this information to you. When we're happy and all in love with ourselves, we can't be bothered with the bullish, our own or other people's. You are responsible for what you say and do. You are not responsible for whether or not people freak out about it. There's nothing as unstoppable as a freight train full of F yeah. So that's the kind of language that she does use in this book, but I love it. I love that there's no big words, no, philosophical kind of points of view that may go over people's heads. It's very straightforward. Just definitely pick it up and give it a read. It is a great book to really let you know that you're enough and that you can do it. You can accomplish whatever it is you want. And all you need to know is how awesome You really are. And that you do have the power to get whatever it is that you want out of life because you are a badass. And last but not least, I discovered this book by chance. I zeroed in on the title because this is something that I really struggle with. I have for a very long time, and I probably will continue to struggle with it because it's just part of human nature and definitely part of the type of person that I am and how I want to see my life evolve. And this is Expectation Hangover by Christine Hassler, Overcoming Disappointment in Work, Love, and Life. And that pretty much sums up the book right there, all in a few short words. We all have expectations, don't we, of how we see our lives, how we see things going, evolving. And when things don't work out the way we want them to, what do? It's so difficult trying to get a hold of yourself after a failure, after something blows up in your face that you thought was going to be so great. And this book really helps to explain how to deal with that, how to deal with all of the obstacles that life throws at you, how to deal with things not being the way that you want them to be. When our expectations are met and things go according to plan, we feel a sense of accomplishment and pride. We feel safe, in control, and on track. But when life does not live up to our expectations, we end up with an expectation hangover. This particular brand of disappointment is profoundly sobering and uncomfortable. Christine Hassler suggests that instead of wallowing in regret, self-recrimination, or anger, we can see these experiences as catalysts for profound transformation. When we learn to respond to expectation hangovers as students rather than sufferers, doorways to possibility open. This book has been such a great help. So many people wrote into her and told them their own personal stories of expectation hangovers that they've dealt with. She's included that in this book. So you will definitely find a story from a real person that will definitely be in line with something that you've gone through in your own life. This is definitely a great, great book for anyone learning how to navigate life's disappointments. So that's it, guys. Those are 5 amazing books that I read in 2018 that I'm gonna reread in 2019 because they're that good, and I recommend that you check them out too. Please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe for many more videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.